position. So SRG's final goal laner, mobility is definitely one thing that we want to look out for. Natan is out, Claude is the only one in. I don't think that Melissa is even an option per se.
Yeah, it's all about repositioning for Todak, I think. Like, they have so many heroes with mobility.
They still want Harith?
Yeah.
Wow.
It just combos well with the Eve. I think that's what they want to go for. Sort of like fight in that zone. But for Todak's side, yeah, I agree with you. It's all run it down. It's all let's reposition where you position your RWM. Because I'm going to be coming at you from all directions. That's what they're saying.
That's kind of my problem, right? You laid out the Zaman Force and everyone's running it down and you need to stay within the Zaman Force. The AOG is coming in and in the meantime you are just expecting the forward just constantly slamming on you.
I don't know. I'm a little 50-50 on this, but Churros, break down the compositions for both sides. What should we expect from early, mid to late?
Honestly though, I think early game, definitely SRG is going to have a better time just because they have the Thanos. It clears lane relatively easy, able to just go into that jungle, but then in the late game, it's Todak's game to win, man.
All right, with that in mind, we've got the summary of how this game is going to go. Where are the tempo breakers going to be found? Is this going to be another SRG victory, or will Todak equalize the score in this best of 5 as we head into the Land of Dawn?
First strike has been attained by Selangor Red Giants. They will find themselves on the red side for this game. Todak on the blue side. He's got to see if SRG can ride on that wave that they have built for themselves.
All right, let's jump right into this. Todak going to be on the blue side this time against SRG on the red side here. Now, Abstract, do you agree with Churros on this one? Because I feel like as much as both of these compositions will roughly want to scale, I do feel bad for Crab. He is going to fall off pretty hard compared to the rest of his team.
One thing's for sure, right? When it comes down to Thanos, you beat the lane pretty hard. And of course, when it comes down to the early stages, you want... Oh, no, not early stages. All stages. You want to brawl. You want to make sure that you will run it down, same like what Todak is doing. But in the meantime, it is all about crowd control that really halts Cram's potential. So if anyone were to just kind of stop him, there's really not much that a sitting Thanos will be able to do with the Cauldron Inferno up.
That's also a good point here. Looking at the emblems as well as the talents, once again, Chiku, guys, is not going to back down against the Harith with an impure rage and tenacity. He's brave. He's going to go for Master Assassin. Now, mid lane is going to be a very big contention point, right? Because as much as Zyme Senpai wants to walk up, he can't do it without losing a good chunk of his health. So he needs the concussive blast from Yanlord to help him clear that lane effectively.
I like the rotation from Yums as well, arriving top side. I think Cram, even without Yums, he might be able to survive with vengeance, but we see an attempt from Zayed. He's going to chip away Cram's health as much as possible as the rest of the backup comes in. Yanlord sees this, guys, and Yums shows up. An instant call to retreat from Todak. Maybe they are deciding otherwise. Yanlord has a taunt opportunity. Sukai gets caught. Good spill of Alpha to negate that.
Very good buffer. Very good buffer. I think at this point, I don't know, that was a bit of a weird decision, right? I don't think they have enough damage to effectively take somebody out just yet, especially with the Phoveus, right? He doesn't have his ult to get that big burst of damage, and I think the base damage from Yanlord, yes, it's high, but he kind of needs that meter to build up.
Again, trading blows on the top side as Turtle has just spawned. SRG would take priority. Yums and Yanlord have been helping on the XP laners for majority of the first 2 minutes, so level 4 is still basically a full minion wave away.
SRG really seems to really prioritize the Cauldron Inferno for very good reasons, right? In the early stages of the game, that is what you want for thick HP.
RWM from Stormy really wants to take out Yanlord. Revitalize keeps him alive. Here comes Momo. Yums gets slammed on. First blood for Momo. Zyme Senpai now unleashes the stolen RWM. It's going to be Todak finding the first kill.
Oh, that's a little unfortunate. What an unfortunate way to die. He had Flicker available. Just, again, really believe that the Guiding Winds would have been enough. Level 5 for both jugglers, but even a kill on the bottom side.
It's going to be a trade for sure, right? Zayed? Maybe
enough.
not. Oh! Innocent survives death.
Honestly, now, since we were talking about the Cram for a bit, you know, when it comes down to Thanos, I'm not particularly a very big fan of the Thanos in this game, right? When it comes down to the 1v1 laning, sure, you kind of win a little bit, but you don't exactly beat Momo, especially once Momo is level 4. All the untargetable moments, you literally have got 0% to hit in order to make full use of your Cauldron Inferno. And if picking up the Vengeance as well, you don't really have a claw on the opposite side.
Wow, so flicker in for Momo. Still, Cram. Take the turtle. They jump on the Stormy. Stormy gets away with the Cyclone Eye. Cram now. He's a beast. Hell unleashed. Yums takes out Yanlord. SRG thinking of one more. They can't find it, but it's good enough.
So you were saying, Abstract, Graham got pretty deep in there. And I think one of the unique aspects of it was the fact that at least Yums can help him come back into that fight, keep him alive long enough for him to get some actual value.
Honestly, if it's ganking potentials, sure. But when it comes down to 5v5, you're literally throwing bodies. I really want to see Cram, coming into action.
I agree. He's really big sandbag. Don't forget, he's also got vengeance.
Oh, Momo's gonna go down. Too much damage. Way too much. Overwhelming. 3-man gang topside finds the kill. Yum soaks up the XP mid. Yanlord invades the jungle. He's gonna take some space up, but I want to kind of bring attention while Yum's gonna go down. But with Innocent finding their solo kill on Chiku, guys, is that going to be a tipping scale for SRG?
We're gonna have to see the gold difference first. I think if there's 1,000 gold difference, yes, it's basically done for Chiku, guys, until he gets like maybe 3-4 items. But at this point, we've seen Innocent come back from deeper deficits as well. So I would like to imagine that yes, it's pretty much over for Chiku, guys, but it's not completely over based on the game state.
There's still quite a lot of time, considering the fact that it's coming close to 5 minutes into the game. And SRGs, we definitely want to see them dominating in the early stages of the game. But if whether they can even hold on to the mid stages of the game, mostly is going to be my question. Because Todak, at that point in time, I would expect that Zayat has got a pretty good amount of damage onto himself. Momo and Yanlord should be able to survive pretty nicely. And of course, Innocent, the fact that he did manage to pick up a Starling Scythe itself, that is something that I don't expect too much just yet.
Oh, the president is in danger. The presidential model vehicle is just not enough. That's a second kill on the Chiku, guys.
What do you even do there? You know that the dive is going to happen. You can't afford to lose your way because you're already falling behind against Innocent. Now you're 0-2 and you're losing turtle pressure as well.
Now, of course, with the turtle taken down in favor of Selangor Red Giants, the lead is kind of big. And Yanlord, AOG getting himself out. I'm not too sure if the Innocent can take this.
They stagger Innocent a bit with the Dark Wave, so Yanlord gets out. Momo, again, selfless to keep his teammate alive. Bottom tier 1 falls. SRG starting to step on the gas.
Oh, this is looking brutal. Like, Yanlord is just a punching bag at this point, right?
Ooh, actually catch Zion Senpoi in the first dash. And Stormy might come in. Oh, doesn't have it. Ooh, Zion Senpoi gets away, but now Zayat might be the next target if he stays there for a bit longer. Yums commits the flicker. He just wants to close the distance. Circling Ego. Can you dodge it? Zayat doesn't have the dash. He finds no joy in that route to escape SRG with another pickoff. RWM on the Yanlord. It's going to be immobilized at the edge. Escapes the box.
Man, and then Yum's coming to make sure that he can't recall and has to walk back to Man, Yanlord is having such a rough game. He cannot really do much in these scenarios. And this Thamos pick is really showing why it's deadly. 2 levels ahead against Momo. A single dive to end that laning phase. And now it's spilling into not only the jungle, but even the gold lane.
So at least when it comes down to the aggression, SRG has got it handled. Once they have got the lead, they will be able to move along with the lead and doesn't even allow Todak to play that 5-man run it down kind of composition. Because even if they do, they're so heavily behind that even if they jump right in, all 5 of them is just going to be taken down, kind of making Todak kind of think about it. Do we really want to go all in?
Yeah, I think at this point with the 4K gold lead that Selangor Red Giants have, they will have control over the next 2 minutes of the game. But I think that Todak at this point, they just need to mitigate the bleeding. They know they can scale into the later section of the game. And I think that Zayat, he's not going to be relevant until he's got a Holy Crystal in the bag.
When we introduce the 2 teams, we talk about the Roamers being the ones that need to step up, right? They have had ups and downs, but Yums is on the up for sure. Yanlord getting caught. Yums now circling Ego, protecting the backline. Chiku, guys, again goes down. Momo tries his best, but it's just not able to withstand the sheer force of SRG. Double kill for Suck, guys. 3 for SRG.
Man, you can see that Zayat, he's going in, he goes out, and as soon as he thinks about going back in, he realizes this is too much for me to handle. Right now, with no disengage mechanics for the side of Todak and the constant pressure being applied by SRG, this game is really starting to snowball out of control.
Same thing, one after another. For Selangor Red Giants, they zoom in onto one person, they take this one guy out, and then go on to the next. Todak have got no answers for that at all, even though they have got quite a bit of big outs. But once again, like I said, is very comical. And SRG, they got the game, the early lead, and trying to break that tempo. Wow, it's asking too much.
AOG comes in from Yanlord. That's the pickup. Stormy goes down. Yums with the flicker. Momo catches up. Circling Ego buys some distance. Guiding Win. Yums disengage. SRG cutting their losses.
Yums very, very lucky to be alive here, although not so lucky as Stormy. I think that right now, the biggest mistake we're seeing from SRG's side, and we've seen this actually happen the last time they fought against each other, that Zyme are in these awkward spots, almost playing like Moon during M1, where he finds an angle because nobody checks certain bushes.
It's just kind of like this off-angle plays, right?
I mean, he did start as a roamer at one point, you know?
That's the
the
point.
roamer mentality, you know? You know both roles.
Kind of playing against SRG, thinking that, oh yeah, this is not gonna be where I am, but ta-da, I am.
Got wave pool. Again, a bit of a stagger, right? If Todak could keep the turret alive, that would be great, but unfortunately, SRG just brute forced their way through. And with Stormy coming back to life, SRG with the full force, let's see how much damage they can do with this first lord as Zayed cuts down the bot wave to ensure that SRG will only have 1 point of entry. But man, look at that damage. That inhibitor is not going to stand.
It's not. Look at this push and pull.
Stolen out of WM as well, but Zion Senpai is forced to retreat. Yenlord finds Stormy in the back, but Serkai is sticking out of him like the glue. Again, Cram with the vengeance and the ultimate is just staying alive, and Yenlord once more abandoned.
This is probably one of the first few times that Todak kind of went for a pretty nice split push. There was a pretty slow push down to the bottom lane. It's definitely a pity that the turret in the bottom lane didn't go down. But now we're looking at what, 7,000 gold lead?
Yeah, 7,000 gold lead and possible second inhibitor, right? Innocent actually brings Momo to his team. Could be deadly though, 3-man wave. Unfortunately, there's just not enough damage from Todak. So SRG, they will settle for what they can. Zayed with electrifying beast. It's gonna get clipped by Serkai. He himself retreats. SRG not giving an inch.
Yep.
They're gonna go again.
They didn't comment in that fight at all. I mean, 3-man got hit by Momo's S2, but they didn't want to go for it.
Man, RWM again. It's all about structures, right? Holy Crystal for Innocent. What are you gonna do about that?
This is not looking good. This is snowballing too fast.
Yeah.
And I've never, like, honestly, the embodiment of gas. This is what it looks like, man.
This is really gas. I thought that Todak is the one that wanted to go, want to step on the pedal and just floor it, but still, Selangor Red Giants still have got the early game, and they took control from minute 1.
I want to quickly draw a parallel, right? When we saw Todak go up against Vamos in that best of 5 earlier on, this is kind of the exact situation that Todak was forced into. They don't really like to constantly brawl. Vamos made them play that gas game, and I think SRG have picked that up. They're making Todak fight when Todak feels like, man, I want to take a breather, but SRG are just running at me. Now I've completely lost control.
I love it. I personally love it because at least Cram gets to play the game. Yums can be a little flexible in between, but you can see the raw confidence from Serkai on an alpha past level 12. His ult is on a really short cooldown timer, so he doesn't mind just throwing it out just for fun, knowing that Yums has the guiding wind.
In fact, the Cram is just standing in front of everyone, right? Menacingly, RWM, Momo flickers in, only finds Serkai. Yellow to the back, cannot find anyone, but Stormy will be stepped on by Zayed. Electrifying Beast takes him out, but Momo sacrificed, and now double kill for Zayed. That's the fight for Todak.
They've broken them in half. The backline is dead with no damage dealers. Selangor Red Giants are forced to respect Todak as they still have for one member more over the ones that are currently alive. But even so, I feel like Todak, they don't want to take this Lord. Right now, they got to clear their waves and more importantly, supercharge Chiku guys to replicate this performance again and again.
Zayed is understandably one level below of Serkai, and even when they want to take for a fight, there is still quite a lot of battles, but it's not available for them.
Zion, who dodges every single spell. So that could have been his death, so SRG, they bought enough time for the respawn timers. But that bottom wave is something that Todak needs to keep an eye on, right? It is constantly pushing in. SRG have a wave. Chiku guys, it's going to show on the map right now, so SRG have the man advantage. Yenlord sees this happening. Zai on the end. Yums will see him right now. SRG steps on the gas. It's all about the Lord. AOG cancel on one side. Yenlord shows up and now commits for the dive out of the end use. Yenlord falls. I'm Senpoi will not survive. Momo to the backline. Gets Yums. Chico finally rising on a Ducati. But again, SRG are the true machines.
Man, I don't know. Todak's ideas and concepts there were not good. They engaged, they wanted to find that flank angle, but they waited so long to find an exposed hole. And at least for Selangor Red Giants. Like Churro said, they were able to find that reposition time and again.
And not to forget about the fact that there were absolutely no neutral camps for Zayat to even bounce on. The moment that he finished all 5 of his dashes, he didn't have any HP to kind of work around with anymore. And from that point onwards, you didn't even pop your electrifying beats, and you got to run away and unable to play the game.
Yeah, and now he's going to try and go for the recall as the Lord has pushed in, and the last inhibitor should fall.
SRG looking for the coup de grace in this game, number 2. M6 tickets on the line, they want to be in the match point spot. Chiku guys running around the corner, clip on the edge again. Innocent just taps him. You ain't getting luxury this time. Todak needs to fight back without Chiku guys, and they're mounting up a dang good fight. But Sunrise is too strong, Cram is too strong. Muhammad Estan and Ikram brings them to match point.
Unkillable machine from Asada Sakai's.
God, what a play. What a game coming out from SRG's side. It feels like they got underneath Todak's skin, and I think now Todak have to take a real long sit down and think about it. You can see even Cram so excited, bumping the top of his knees underneath that table, and Todak, they're not bummed about it. They know for a fact this was something else.